Grief can be incredibly complicated and there can be so many what ifs as well. I'm just wondering if this is something that you've experienced.
I definitely have. I think a lot about what if COVID didn't happen? What if I got to see him a few more times before? I spent a lot of time dwelling and asking myself these questions, and that fixation on these what ifs ultimately led me to grieve deeper, and it made me stuck for a while. Once I realised that dwelling on the what ifs wasn't going to change the situation, wasn't going to bring him back, I had to start my journey to make myself content and just allow myself to feel everything and live with the idea that it is rather than what if.
Yeah, you mentioned there around that it allowed you to feel things after you got past those what ifs, I guess. So it sounds like, I don't know, there was emotions there that were almost trapped.
Yeah, I think what was trapped was the feeling that my dad was taken away from me before he had to. That was difficult for me because we had grown up with him being sick and we were allowed to go to the hospital to visit him all the time. It was never an issue. When he got moved out of that hospital to 2 other ones, it was really difficult to go from always being able to see him to not seeing him. The what ifs came when I was realising I haven't seen him while he's awake, and then he was asleep and unconscious, and then he passed away. I was only able to see him before he was able to pass away, and that was like a good 6 weeks of time that I kept on reminiscing and thinking, what if I had seen him then? Maybe it would change how I feel now, because I would have had a last goodbye with him when he was awake rather than when he was asleep.
Yeah, incredibly difficult to be experiencing those what ifs, it sounds, and really, even though it's really normal, it kind of leads me on to thinking about kind of, I guess, regret, because regret can sometimes be something that comes up with grief as well. Is that something that you've experienced along with those what ifs?
The regrets are, I wish I spent more time with them, like regrets about like just remembering times maybe that you weren't with them, that you could have been with them. So if I look back and think, okay, before he passed away, what was I doing? Where was I? Was I hanging around with my friends too much, or I was at university? But it's human nature to think if I changed these things, I wouldn't feel these things now. There was a lot of regret about how did I treat him? Was I always good to him? I just wanted him back, and that's just a part of grief. But hand on my heart, I can say I don't think I regret anything. My father was a great man and gave us so much love, and we loved each other so much, and we made so many memories. Instead of regrets, I just have pleasant memories, and that is a really nice thing to dwell on instead.
Well, that's great. It sounds like you really flipped those what ifs then into something really positive.